In this section, we're learning Adobe Photoshop 1. We're going to cover the Photoshop work environment and learn how to input images, resize images, add graphic effects, add text, and add text effects. You'll first need to go to this website to download the Adobe Cloud software. That will give you a slew of software which include Adobe Photoshop. After you download the Adobe Photoshop, go to the Start menu. You can either select Adobe Photoshop from here, or if you already pinned Photoshop here, you can click to launch it. So here is the Adobe Photoshop. First, let's create a new file. So click on Create a New. And in this one, let's name the project as Project 1. Then we define the canvas size. So let's first select inches as the unit. And I'm going to define the width as 7, height as 5, resolution 72, which is a standard web-based graphic parameter, RGB color, and the rest is all fine. Click Create. Now look at the top. This is the menu. You have File. You can open, or you can create a new file. Edit include these cut, copy, and paste. But Adobe Photoshop has other functions as well. Other menu include images, layer, select, filter, so on and so forth. Okay. On the left side, you will see the toolbars. The top is the Move tool, and then you have Select, Brush, Text, Color Palette, so on and so forth. On the right side, you have panels. Like here is a navigator, which is just by default, it's the canvas here. And it has other properties. The one that we will use most is the layers, because that's what make the Adobe Photoshop powerful. It can create multiple layers with the individual images stacked on each other. So every time you want to change to a particular part of the image, you can make change without affect the other images. Okay. At the bottom of this layer, there are several icons. There's a trash one, and the one next to it is called Create New Layer, and we're going to use it very frequently. Now let's look at the middle, which is the canvas. This one, actually, the view area can be enlarge or shrink. I usually want to have a pretty, large area so I can work on and look at the different parts of the image. So to enlarge it, if you look at your keyboard, hold the Control key and hit a plus sign, which enlarge the area. And hold the Control key. If you hit minus sign, it reduces it. And plus, plus. Okay. So this is the area I want. So release the Control key once you think this is a good size for you to work out. Now, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import some images. Okay, so File, Open. And if you go to Canvas, you should be able to download these images. So I'm going to select one and hold my Shift key and select the last one. And I need all 4 images. Click Open. So these images become imported to your canvas, to the Photoshop environment. Let's click on the Statue of Liberty first. And we're going to use this as our background. Now let's look at the left, the toolbars. Click on the second one, which is Select To, Rectangle Selection To. And that's from the top left corner to the bottom right corner, okay? Once it's selected, you go to Edit, Copy. Now, please click on the first tab, which says Project 1. And this, we're going to add the background over here. So let's get Edit, Paste. And you can see the image is larger than the canvas. And so what we need to do is to reduce the size. Let's click on Edit and move down, find the Free Transform. When you select this one, you notice that the image has the handles around it. And I'm going to reduce this image by, that's good enough. And click on the Move key, so it becomes deselect. And I'm going to leave this white area for now because we're going to add more stuff here. This project is to create a timeline. Okay. So I'm going to click on this selection tool and select the image and Edit, Copy, and click on Project. You notice that, let's look at the layers here. You notice that the layer 1, which we put the images on already, it says layer 1. And I'm going to rename, double click, and name it image 1. And now I'm going, since we already copied the Independence image, right? We're going to create a new image. It's called image 2. Now this image 2 new layer which I create has been named and it is selected. Now I can copy this image we just paste to this image 2 layer, which is the Independence. And I'm going to resize this image like what I did before. So go to Edit, Free Transform. You see the handles around it, which means you can resize. So I'm going to do this, okay? And that's good enough. I'm going to put on the top and click on the Move, so it's deselected, okay? And the next is I'm going to create a new layer. It's called image 3. For image 3, we're going to use the Civil War. So click on the Civil War and click on the selection tool, rectangle selection tool, and select the image. Edit, copy. Now you go back to project 1. Remember you have an image 3 layer selected. And I'm going to edit, paste my image. Again, I need to resize first. So I go to Edit, Free Transform, and I'm going to shrink. So align well with it. Click on the Move tool, become deselect. We'll do one more layer. Okay, go to the layer and click on the Create a New Layer. And I'm going to name it Image 4. Okay, and the last one is World War II. So let's click on that one and use the image rectangle selection to select the image edit, copy, and then click on the project one, make sure image 4 layer is selected, and edit, paste. Again, we need to resize, so edit, free transform. I'm going to align with it and resize the image. That's good enough. Okay, maybe I'm going to move this. I'm going to select on image 2, then you can move it. So click on the selection, move to, and move it up. Click on image 3, you move this picture up, and that looks good. Okay, click on the image 4 at the very top, and we're going to add some text next to it. Okay, so this is a timeline. I'm going to select text. Okay, once you select the text, you notice that the text property is available. Okay, you can click here to select the font, and since by default it's Arial, or if you're not, you can go down to select it. So Arial is what we want. Bold, well, I just do the regular. Okay, and size 14 is good. If not, you just move down and then open and then select 14. Here's a strong. Okay, we just keep it strong. All right, strong means bold, actually. I'm going to type here the I need to delete this. Independence. Okay, click on the move key to deselect. Looks good. And you notice here the layer panel, the independent text is created. Okay, I'm going to add another text to this one. So here I'm going to name this one. I'm going to name it Civil War. Okay, click on the move key 2, and then the text is deselected. Click on the text again, and I'm going to type over here is World War II, and click on the move to, and to move to align with the text. That part is pretty good. So we're done.